So I just got done watching Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. I didn't like the movie, and I'm about to tell you why. But before we get into today's non-spoiler movie review, make sure you smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and turn on the notification bells. That way, you can be notified for future content here on the channel. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Isaac the Film Geek, and comment down below after the video and let me know what are your thoughts on Snake Eyes. Have you seen it? Have you not? Whatever it is, let me know your thoughts in the comment sections down below. And if you want more movie reviews, make sure you subscribe and turn on notification bells. But anyways, Snake Eyes G.I. Joe Origins. So let me explain. Growing up, I did watch the animated series for G.I. Joe. I wasn't the biggest fan of G.I. Joe, but I did enjoy it when there would be episodes on TV. And one of my favorite characters was always Snake Eyes because he was mysterious. You didn't know much about him. He didn't talk. You didn't know what his face was like. In fact, not until a few years ago, I didn't know what Snake Eyes looked like. So for a long time, I never knew what he looked like. And when I eventually did find out, I was like, oh, that's what he looks like. Oh, that's surprising. And so when they announced this movie, I wasn't too aware of what they were planning on doing up until we saw our first poster. And I'm like, we know what he looks like. Like, we knew the actor casting because obviously that would be obvious. I'm like, oh, I guess they really are going for the origin. And then when the first trailer dropped, one thing that did leave me disappointed was the fact that it seemed like he only had one shot of him with the helmet on. And I'm like, alright, I guess they have an origin to tell. I guess they're going to wait and see and find out what they're going to do. Anywho, I went to go watch the movie yesterday. And you know, there's just so much bad to the movie. Now, let me get into some of the good stuff. Now, the good stuff is really nothing. Some of the action sounds cool. Henry Goldman was an amazing actor. I still think he's a great actor even after this movie. This movie really isn't his fault. I would more blame the writers and everyone involved with the movie. Not necessarily him, but I guess that's really the only thing. So I guess let's go into the bad. Now, the worst part of this movie was the action. You know, you would think that by this point Hollywood would be so good at doing action movies that it would seem like something that comes natural. But this movie proved that that's not the case, because this movie has a problem that it felt like they didn't own a tripod. And I felt like with the camera, they would just start like, I feel like the cinematographers and the directors, when they would hold the camera physically, but not only hold it, but they would go like this. It felt like somebody was like using their phone at the same time while filming, and they would like forget that they're moving the right arm. Like, the action in this movie was so bad that at one point I felt like walking out. Because I was like, if you're not giving me a good story, give me a good action. For example, John Wick. John Wick isn't necessarily the greatest stories ever. They're not like Citizen Kane level movies. But at least they're giving me good, really, really good action. This movie did not give me good action. And it's funny because a month ago I was slightly complaining that I didn't really like the action in Black Widow. But this movie, the Snake Eyes made it look like Black Widow had like John Wick level cinematography. And it just shook it so much. There was even a scene where a woman's walking in the hallway and the camera's shaking. I'm like, this isn't even action. That's something simple. Even me with this terrible little iPhone that I found, even me, I could probably film a hallway scene better than that. And that was very angry. And not only that, but the trailers spoil the movies. They literally, I'm not going to say what scene it is, but they show the very end and a post-credit in the trailers. And it's annoying. I'm not going to say what they are. I know a lot of other channels have already, but I personally am not going to say what they are. But it was very embarrassing to see that happen. The fact that it seemed like they didn't care. This movie's story made it seem like Snake Eyes was the villain. Like, I went with a friend who has never watched anything G.I. Joe related, not even the two terrible live action movies. And he was like, when I told him after that this is a hero, he was like, really? This guy's a hero? Because there's things he did in this movie that I'm like, this is very villain-like. And look, obviously, we can do the anti-hero route. It's not like Snake Eyes is like this savior. But this movie tries to make you think that he's a hero, but he does a lot of things that aren't very hero-like. You know what I mean? And it's like if Batman, like let's say in The Dark Knight, you have a scene where early on, like in the first 10 minutes, you see him like snap the neck of Two-Face, and then the rest of the movie they expect you to think he's a hero, even though you don't even know who Two-Face is, and yet he killed him at the very beginning. That's what it kind of felt like with Snake Eyes, where it was like, but guys, this is a hero. Even the trailers made it seem like he was a hero, and I'm like, he ain't no hero. If anything, the Joker movie made the Joker seem more like a hero in that movie than Snake Eyes did in this movie. But there's so many flaws. And now, let's get into the accuracy part. Now, on this channel, I've had constant debates on whether movies should be accurate to whatever they are, whether it's a video game movie, a comic book movie. And I've always said, I don't care about the past. I don't care what they've done in the past. But there's also a certain limit I have. I'm fine if you change up a lot of things of a character. That's completely fine. But don't change it up so much to where the character feels so different that it makes no sense. Snake Eyes in this movie is a very talkative. You see his face all the time. In fact, 99.9% of this movie, you see him without a mask, and he's talking. And like I said early on, Snake Eyes is a character that didn't talk nor showed his face. And it felt so different that if I had gone to this movie and not known that this was a Snake Eyes movie, I would have been surprised if someone told me it was. It felt as if someone grabbed a regular action movie and just slapped the label G.I. Joe just because that would make a little more money. That's exactly what it felt like. And it didn't even seem like they were trying to deny it. And that's a problem. I'm fine if you change a character, like Ben Affleck's Batman killing. That's fine. Or maybe, Henry Cavill's Superman being a little darker than the previous Supermans. But with Snake Eyes, you change him so much that he didn't even feel anything like his counterpart. And it felt so different. It's kind of like if they got Daredevil and decided to make him full of vision, not blind whatsoever, be able to see everything, even things that are human eyes wouldn't be able to see. And you'd be like, what? But it's like, that was this big thing. It's kind of like if there was a Batman movie and you only see Bruce Wayne and you never really see the Batman costume except for like once. So overall, this movie was god-awful. It was terrible. I would even say it's worse than the two other G.I. Joe movies, Retaliation and Rise of Cobra. I would say they were worse than those, which is not very good because those movies weren't very good. But at least those movies got Snake Eyes done right, because I go back to those movies and I like watching Snake Eyes in those movies. But overall, I didn't like this movie. I don't even want to talk more about it. I was asked to do a spoiler discussion. I'm not going to go into that. This movie spoiled it itself in the trailer, so I don't even care anymore. I actually genuinely wanted to walk out because this movie felt so useless and so pathetic that there was no... Like, when I tried to say the positive, the only thing I said positive was that Henry Goldman is a good actor. That's it. But then again, I knew that before the movie because Henry Goldman is a great actor. So yeah, I guess that's it for the review. If you like this review, smash the like button, subscribe, turn on notification bells, comment down below after the video. I'm also feeling a little sick right now, which is why I'm doing a lot of cuts. I typically never do cuts in videos, but I had to do them for this because I'm feeling very sick. Not only am I sick, but I'm so tired of Snake Eyes, I didn't even want to do the review because that's how much I didn't even like the movie. I mean, it's awful. It made Fast 9 look like a Godfather level movie. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at IsaacTheFilmGeek. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.